Hey guys, my name is Hayden Jardine. I'm the owner of Goody Social, and I'll be presenting this webinar today. But before we get into it, one thing I always recommend owners do before starting is to get into the right mindset. Let's talk about that real quick. Success starts with belief. So shifting your mindset from wishing to doing empowers you to take control of your outcomes, which is exactly why you're here right now. Clarity is going to replace that chaos. Now, granted, we are in the restaurant industry. We are never actually going to replace all of that chaos that we have on a day-to-day basis. But what we can do is replace some, if not most. I wanted to say all, but I just can't do it. We can't. But we can replace so much of that chaos with clarity. We just need to prep ourselves, right? So with the right mindset, you'll stop questioning where your customers are coming from, and you're going to start to build a system to attract them. Collaboration builds efficiency. So sharing the workload ensures tasks are completed faster and more effectively. In the same way, while you're not the cashier, the cook, the waiter, and the door greeter, because that's not very efficient, right? You wouldn't be able to do all of those things you need to do if it wasn't for you delegating important tasks. Before we get into these strategies, we need to know who your target audience is. What type of customer visits most often? Is it families? Is it young adults? Is it elderly people? The reason we have to know this is because the marketing strategies that we implement need to be so specific with all of the noise on social media, in the newspapers, on TV, everywhere. We are just bombarded with constant noise. And everyone is fighting tooth and nail to get people's attention. And if we can't call out our specific customer, we will not get to them. Ask yourself, what do your best customers value most? When do your customers typically visit? And what motivates your customers to choose your restaurant over competitors? Have those in mind. Pause this video if you need to. Write that down. Go look at your point of sale data if necessary, because you're going to want these. Speaking on collaboration, I brought Sabrina with Sabrina Carmela Creative Consulting. She's been in the industry for over 10 years. She is an expert in social media. She specializes in organic social media growth. She's going to help us optimize our Instagram. So pull out your phones, because she's going to help you do it right here in the call.
Hi guys, how's it going? Hayden, thank you so much for having me. Really excited to be here today and talk to you guys about organic social media strategy, as well as share some tips and tactics that you can implement as early as today while we're on this webinar. So I'll kick it off with a brief introduction. My name is Sabrina, and I am the founder of Sabrina Carmela Creative Consulting. I have been working with restaurants as a social media marketer for nearly 10 years now, and my career actually began when I was only 18 and found myself working in-house as a marketing manager for a small family-owned restaurant in Harlem, New York. Despite going to fashion school at the time, I never really escaped the hospitality industry. I'm sure many of you can relate to that. And I've been working largely with hotels and restaurants ever since. After working with that small business for about 5 years, I moved to Miami and I worked at 2 different agencies over the course of 3 years that largely serviced Miami-based businesses. And I eventually began working with a fully remote agency servicing clients nationwide. After learning from so many different agencies and working with a variety of clients, I found that the common issue with the agencies is that they only offer a one-size-fits-all package for all of their clients. And that just doesn't work because each business is so unique, and it often leads to unhappy clients and burnt-out employees. In 2022, I started my own boutique agency where I selectively work with businesses of all sizes and offer customizable scopes that service my clients' needs, all within budget. In my career now, I've worked with over 50 different brands ranging from hospitality, art, wellness, real estate, and beyond. And today I hope to share some valuable insight into organic social media management and strategy that you can begin implementing as early as today. First, let's dive into what is organic social media strategy. Organic social media focuses on building brand awareness and facilitating a community among your audience through the use of regular posting to your social media. So that's through the use of feed posts and story posts. Now, the common misconception is that organic social media strategy will be successful on its own. While some businesses see success with only organic content, it's very unlikely, and you shouldn't rely solely on organic strategy for success of your brand. Organic strategy should serve as the foundation for all of your other marketing avenues. Organic social media strategy does work best when it's working in tandem with other marketing efforts such as PR, paid digital marketing, reputation management, influencer campaigns, email or text marketing, local hand-to-hand marketing, so think flyering, or word of mouth. So let's start with something super basic when you're setting up an Instagram account for your business, the bio. It's the first thing that people will see when they get to your page, making it the most important place to put information that captures the audience's attention. I pulled these examples for us to look at all at random. They're from different cities around the country, and they're all utilizing the features in their bio a bit differently. And we'll come back to this at the end. But for now, let's just take a look at what each of them is doing, what some have that others don't, which one maybe you prefer for your business, or which one may look more similar to your businesses right now. Which one is the most impressive, or which one makes you want to learn more about the business, or which one has enough information in this first section that tells you what this business is, what they offer, and if you'd want to go there or not. Think from the eyes of a consumer who's looking for something to do on Instagram or comes across your page. What information can they gather by looking at these different descriptions? I want all of us together to take out our phones and open up the Instagram app on our businesses page. I'll give you a second. Okay, now that you have your Instagram up, I want you to go onto your profile and click the Edit Profile button. From there, I want you to find down here where it says Action Buttons and see which buttons you have available to you. Now, this does vary based on Instagram's beta testing. Unfortunately, not all businesses have access to all of the same features at the same time. I work with about 8 different accounts, and all of my interfaces look a bit different. So if you don't see something that you see on the screen here, don't worry, it might become accessible to you in the future. Depending on what kind of business you are, you may want to activate your order food button, and this connects to a variety of platforms like Uber Eats, Grubhub, DoorDash, etc. You also have the reserve feature here if you're more of a fine dining establishment or offer sit-down service. You can connect to platforms like Resi, 7 Rooms, Open Table, and so on. And you also have a lead form, which you can use to gather customer information if you have some sort of special offer. This isn't applicable for all businesses. Also extremely important is to ensure that all of your public-facing business information is correct. Oftentimes, when we set up an Instagram account, the email and the phone number may be our personal information that we use to set up the account in the first place, and it must be updated to reflect that of the business. This is extremely important for people to be able to locate your property, as well as call or email about questions or making reservations. While you only have a 150 character limit in the bio, this is a very important place for you to, again, capture attention, offer insight into what it is that you're serving, and make sure that you're including keywords that help people find your business when searching for something more specific. You only have 150 character limit in the bio, which does not seem like a lot, but it's very important to utilize those characters to capture the audience's attention. It's the first thing that they're going to see when they're visiting your page, and you want to make sure that the information offered here not only grabs attention, but also offers insight into what your business offers. You can put up to 5 links in your bio as well, and I highly recommend using each link to feature a different landing page. So there should be one for reservations, one for ordering food, one directly to your menu, and maybe one to your Google review page or something like that. Making information super accessible for your customers is the best way to see conversions. People on social media have a very short attention span. If they came across your reel, swiped over to your business page, saw that you were local to their neighborhood, now are looking to place an order or check out the menu, we want to make this as easy and seamless for them as possible. So utilizing the links feature and having each individual one labeled to a specific landing page is the best way to do that. We don't want them to go to our website and have to search around and browse through tabs. Again, the social media consumer has a very short attention span, and they love doing things without leaving the app, which is also why I recommend using the highlight feature to put a bunch of key information about your business to make the consumer experience more pleasant. Now, I know more than anyone that social media can be a bit overwhelming, and this may have been a lot of information to take in, and maybe you weren't able to get your action button implemented while we're on this webinar and you need to circle back to it or delegate it to the correct team member. Well, don't worry, because I went ahead and made you all a comprehensive bio audit checklist for you to review with your team. Take a look at your own Instagram bio and go through this list and ask yourself these questions and see where you can make improvements. Not every feature is going to be relevant for all businesses, but it's important to try your best to utilize all of Instagram's features so that you get the best results on the platform while using only an organic strategy. Now let's take a look back at these examples now that we know what is recommended and what action buttons and other features are available to us. Single location business, it's extremely important to see that your address is added to the platform so that people can easily click through and open in Google or Apple Maps and find directions to your place. If you have multiple locations, I definitely recommend listing out the locations in the bio again so that someone who's viewing that knows exactly where they can find you and if you're even in their area. As a consumer, when you visit an Instagram page because you saw content that you liked on the Explore page, you want to know, can I be a customer of this business? And if I can't find that within the first 3 seconds of looking at the profile, you've already lost my interest. You'll also want to make sure that you're utilizing the link features as well as the contact features. Now, when a business has multiple locations, it may be harder to direct people to an email or a phone number. However, if it's a single location, you'll definitely want to have your contact action button activated and utilize as many links as possible to help direct customers to the right areas of your website. As a consumer, if I see a post on my Explore page of food that looks so good and I click through to the Instagram page, I want to know within the first 3 seconds if this business is in my area to know if I can even be a customer. I would say that none of these bios are perfect and all of them are missing a little something, but you can clearly see which ones are more eye-catching, which ones clearly convey information about their restaurant happenings and offerings, which ones are clearly missing key details like where they're located, and which ones have clear and easily accessible addresses to their business locations. Take a look at your Instagram bio from the perspective of a consumer and ensure it offers up all the information that they would need to convert into a customer. Now let's talk about organic social media strategy. Whether you're a new business or an existing business looking for a refresh in the new year, Instagram will not aid in the success of your brand without a clear strategy. It's so important to post with intention and have a goal in mind so that you can measure the success and learn what works or doesn't for your brand. As mentioned, organic strategy should serve as the foundation for your brand. I like to start with establishing content pillars that define who we are and at what frequency we should be touching upon these pillars on social media. Your supporting pillars may be about the cocktail or bar program and weekly happenings such as happy hour and wine Wednesday. Your engagement pillar may include seasonal LTOs, user-generated content reposts, or local activations such as event participation or charity-driven efforts. The frequency in which you post about these pillars may fluctuate. However, it is fair to assume that 50% of your posts will be about the core pillars, and the supportive and engagement pillars will make up the other 50% of your monthly content plan. It's also important to establish your brand's tone of voice. This is just an example of how you may do that. Come up with a few words that really resonate with your brand and remind yourself what the brand is not, and use this as the basis for all of your copywriting communications, whether it be on social, your website, newsletters, and so on. I've worked in restaurants as everything from a dishwasher to an assistant manager and everything in between. And I know that it can be challenging to plan ahead when the day-to-day is already so busy. However, planning ahead with your social media content can really help alleviate the day-to-day headache of managing your social accounts. When I create a strategy, I like to provide my clients with at least 90 days of outlook so we can best prepare our monthly calendar. Now, I'll be providing you with this template to fill in with your team or your marketing agency so you can kick off Q1 with a plan. First, I like to think about what national days or seasonal happenings are coming up. We also know that there are some long weekends around holidays like MLK Day, which may impact business. In February, the Super Bowl and Valentine's Day take over, and come March, we have spring break, which for me in Miami is a very popular time. But if you're in a college town, this may slow down business significantly if students are traveling for the week. The first day of spring is also a great time to introduce a new seasonal LTO or switch your focus on warmer weather, how it's relevant to your business. Maybe the patio reopens or your grab-and-go section is perfect for a picnic at the park. Based on what we know and can expect in these months, we can think about what our content focus should be. For example, in January, we should be highlighting our lighter fare or healthier menu items since this is top of mind for most consumers. We should also start to finalize and promote our Valentine's Day offer. Maybe it's a prefix menu or a BOGO takeout offer to do date night at home. Now that we know the focus, we can finalize our tactics. Let's plan a real video shoot to highlight all of the healthier items on our menu to feature this month. Or maybe we need to create a graphic design for our Super Bowl watch party. Should we do a giveaway for guests that come dressed in a team jersey? We should probably invite an influencer to promote our Valentine's Day offer. If paid media is in your budget, you can also outline which of these activations will require some advertising and on which platforms. Now you have a month-to-month plan that you can reference while creating your monthly content plan so that you can stick to your goals and spread awareness about your establishment and your special activations. Organic social media strategy can seem a bit scary as a business owner, but it can also be an extremely fun outlet for you and your team to get creative, build a community with your audience, and attract new customers. As mentioned, these slides will be available to download so you can review and improve your bio as well as strategize for 2025. I offer a variety of social media services from full management, strategy consultation, content creation, paid advertising, reputation management, and influencer campaign management. I have spots available to book a complimentary 15-minute consultation where I can learn a bit more about your business and help make some recommendations for what kind of services or partner you'd benefit from. Some businesses are best suited with an in-house social media manager, while others can contract or work with an agency. It was such a pleasure sharing some of my expertise with you all, and I hope you found this useful and had some takeaways that you can begin implementing today. Thank you.
Sabrina, thank you so much. There's 2 ways to grow in business. Bring in new customers, and then also increase the value of our current customers. I want to ask you guys a question. What is the average lifetime value of one of your customers? Do you know that? Your point of sale might have that information. If so, you should look that up and see where you're at. The average restaurant is said to be about $300 to $600. Guess what the average lifetime value of a McDonald's customer is? $5,500. And that is per person in each family. Now, there's a million reasons why McDonald's is so successful. It's not just because of their marketing plans, but a tactic that we can steal from the big guys is increasing the value of our current customers. And let me show you how to do it. Gathering customer information. Companies have a 60 to 70% chance of selling to an existing customer versus the 5 to 20% chance of selling to a new customer. 65% of a company's revenue comes from existing customers, and it costs 6 to 7 times more to acquire new customers than to retain existing ones. Why do you and I hate Facebook and Google Ads so much? If you've never tried it as a restaurant, bless you. When my wife and I were running our bakeries, I tried it several times and I lost thousands of dollars. And it's because I wasn't collecting the data. I had nothing to do with that data. So I was spending a ton of money up front to get people to come in and try my cookies. I spent $20 per lead, and they would come in and they would buy a drink and a cookie for $7. Fantastic. I just lost a shiz ton of money. What if I had a way to message those people and incentivize them with an offer to come in and get something again? This is where we have a 60 to 70% chance of selling to an existing customer versus a 5 to 20% chance of selling to a new customer. In the 7 years that I owned my bakeries, the one thing that I found was the absolute most effective, the highest ROI, and the most simple thing to implement was text marketing. I want to tell you about text marketing because it is so powerful and it is so underrated. This is Bitcoin for restaurants 10 years ago. The very first year we implemented text marketing, we did $40,000 in trackable sales from our text offers. Like it's no joke, and it is so cheap compared to Facebook ads, Google ads, etc. Whether you do it yourself, whether you don't do it at all, just want you to hear this. 90% of the messages are read within 3 minutes. 98% are opened. Budget friendly texts are pennies per message. It's trackable, right? I mentioned I got $40,000 in our first year by sending texts like, hey, our new cookie of the month is out. Try it for free when you buy a box of 6 or more. Just show the cashier to redeem. My cashier clicks a button saying she saw a text, and now I can track, oh, awesome. Today we made $1,800 from our 6-pack text. With my Instagram, with Google ads, Facebook ads, I never knew if someone who walked in my door was coming from one of those things or not. But with text, I can know every single time. The best way that I have found to grow a contact list is these few methods right here, QR codes. Here's an example of one. We're going to use a cost-effective yet incentivizing offer. For us, a free cookie probably costs us about 50 cents. But now we have this customer in our text list. This is going to scan this, and you can scan this is an active QR code that I have for my customer, one of my customers. And when you scan it, it's going to take you to a custom landing page. It's going to ask her customers to enter their name and phone number. That way they can get a text to receive their free cookie. Easy as that. Now, if you're thinking, oh, I don't want to spam people, that's on the next slide, so just sit tight. Another way we're going to grow our contact list is we're going to put this link in the bio. So the same link that the QR code is taking us to, we can just put that right in our bio, and we can say, click the link in bio for a free cookie. This is something that is huge if you work with influencers. Anytime an influencer wants to make a video at your restaurant, you say, I will comp your meal, whatever it is, whatever your deal is, but you have to plug our opt-in list in the video. And you can even have them say, if you're giving away a free cookie, the influencer gets to say, hey, I partnered with Twisted Sugar, and we're giving away free cookies to everyone who signs up for their text list. Holy shiz. They're like, DM me for the link, whatever it is. Most of those posts go viral, get super engaging, and then boom, you've got 600 people in your contact list from one video. That literally has happened to many of our clients. Another thing is socials. Post reminders and sneak peeks of your messages. If I shoot a message to the Twisted Sugar customers that said VIP text list only, today it's a free upsize when you buy a 32 ounce. I'm going to screenshot that text. I'm going to put it in my stories on Instagram. And now that we've optimized our Instagram, thank you, Sabrina, we're going to get a lot more views on things. And we're going to remind people, hey, if you want deals like this, click the link in our bio. Lastly, we have giveaways. So writing an exciting giveaway, and to enter, participants must opt into our text list. This is also a super easy one to get people to opt in. And there are many more methods we can use. These are just a few of my favorites. Now here's the thing. People hate spam. Sam's Club, they offered to text me. I said, give it a shot. They spammed me, and I hated that. It's just like, look how boring that is. So that's spam. That is why you probably hate text message marketing. It's because you're getting texts like this. It's just buy. And of course, we're going to use our text list to ask people to buy from us. We are a business. That is the end goal. But on top of that, we want to serve our customers. We want to provide value so that they want to pay us and it's not a burden, and they want to get texts from us. They want to hear from you. They do. And you have customers who do want to hear from you. And if they knew that you had some really good offers, deals, new menu items, new community events or stuff like that going on in your restaurant, they would love to come and support you if they knew about it. They just don't. There's way too much noise on social media. So that's why we use text to get in front of them 98% of the time. So how do we avoid spam? Here's what you're going to want to know. Providing value every single time. Send messages your customers actually want, like deals, specials, or updates they care about. Use your brand voice. Be a human. Be a human. Just do that. Look at this Sam's Club. Sam's Club Black Friday savings start November 28th. Plus members shop 3 hours early. Terms apply. Okay, thanks, AI. Like that's so disconnected. And I understand Sam's Club is a huge corporation, so they don't have near as much wiggle room as a small business. But come on, at least make it personal. Include my name or something. You know what I mean? We should also limit messages to only about 1 to 2 times a week. Now here's an example of some texts that I really like. It's a local soda shop here in Utah. And as a customer, this is something that I'm not going to unsubscribe because I value this message. He says, this week at Thirst we have weekly feature. Tells me what's going on, his drink of the week, and then also community event, bountiful birthday. Now I will say a text back to back is a little bit much, but do you see how his follow-up text is high value? I'm not going to unsubscribe if I can win a gift card. That's going to incentivize me to stay on this text list so that I can be a part of future giveaways and stuff like this. Here's a few more text promotion ideas. This is how we're going to vary our messaging, test out selling different products, and try and hit all of our audience. One of my very favorite texts is this one. A good high ticket sale is the best as a restaurant owner. Bring the crew to Tony's barbecue tonight and enjoy a free appetizer with a purchase of 4 entrees or more. Show cashier to redeem. Okay, perfect. We gave away a free appetizer. Yeah, that probably costs us $2 to $4. But if we're a barbecue joint and the average plate is $18, we just made $70. And it's literally that easy to add extra revenue to your restaurant. So all this to say, now we've got a plan for Instagram. We've got a plan for our marketing. We have a plan or an idea of how we can implement text. Now it is time to execute and track. Commit to deadlines. Have specific responsibilities for everyone. And then track your feedback and learnings. So keep a log of learnings and track what worked best and what wasn't effective. The only way we can improve is if we see what did and did not work. Most restaurant owners don't have a system to track how effective these marketing offers are. The only thing you're tracking is how much money you're spending, but you likely don't spend as much attention tracking how much it brings back to you. I know that is how I felt at my bakeries. If you haven't been acquiring customer information, you probably don't have a system to help you track. When it comes to partnering, you have endless amounts of options. And honestly, you don't even have to partner with anyone. You could do this all by yourself if you wanted to. There's enough resources and technology out there that you actually could get this done all by yourself. That being said, there is a lot of technology and resources out there of ways that you can get this done in a fraction of the time for a fraction of the effort. So at Goody Social, we do done-for-you text marketing. We take care of creating those QR codes that I showed you earlier, creating your custom landing pages, registering for your phone, staying compliant with our text messages, up to date with all the TCPA laws, handling your reputation management, and if your restaurants qualify, we have a $5,000 revenue guarantee. So if you feel like all the things in this webinar would be helpful and you'd rather just have an expert get it done for you, faster than you could do it yourself and cheaper than you could do it yourself, scan this QR code. It's going to take you to a questionnaire where we learn a little bit more about your business, and we can schedule a time where I can show you the custom strategy plan that I would give your restaurant. So again, go ahead and pull out your phone, scan that QR code, and if you do it within the next 48 hours, if you end up signing up to let us help you bring more revenue to your restaurant, you're getting 30% off your first 3 months. Thanks so much for your time today. Have a great one.